Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar, StayNTouch Product Enhancements version 5.39, Select and Move All Transactions, Sort AR Invoices, and more, presented by StayNTouch Implementation Consultant, Tyrus McGlone. I'm your host, Erin Fisher, the content writer here at StayNTouch. Today's presentation will cover how you can get the most out of StayNTouch Cloud PMS version 5.39 product release. In this webinar, we will highlight the ability to select and move all transactions from all pages on the account transaction screen, review scheduled reports in PDF format, demonstrate the new financial transaction payment report, financial transaction revenue report, and financial transaction summary report. We'll also illustrate the ability to sort AR invoices and explain updates to control messages. We will have a short Q&A session at the end of the presentation. Feel free to submit questions throughout the presentation, and we will answer them in the order they are received at the end. And that's all I have right now. Tyrus, I'm going to hand the presentation over to you.
Thank you, Erin. All right, good morning, everyone. As Erin mentioned, my name is Tyrus McGlone, and I am going to demonstrate a few of StayNTouch's new releases. Some of them have been features that many of you have longed for. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with our account transactions. So with our account transactions, we have the ability to move either selected charges from one bill to another, or if you have any accounts that have multiple pages, a long list of transactions, we've introduced the functionality of moving multiple pages or all pages. So I'm going to migrate over to the menu option. And of course, accounts will be in the front desk tab. So I'm going to come to front desk and go to accounts. I'll just choose, of course, any open account that, of course, has a balance. Most likely, they're going to be multiple transactions with multiple pages. I know that I specifically have one. Let's see. So we have the StayNTouch winter meeting. You can see that I have a balance currently of $3,900, and it is an open account. I'll just actually click on the account here and migrate to the transactions tab. So again, with the transactions tab, typically you have the ability to move one charge at a time. So I can select here beside the actual charge code. Anytime you select a transaction, of course, the orange door will pop up here on the far right. And I'll hit this orange door and it allows me to move these three selected charges. However, again, we have the ability to move all charges at one time now. So I'll simply select all charges. And with that, I will come down. Sorry, give me one moment. Lost my cursor here. I will select all charges. Oh, I feel like my cursor is, give me one moment. I'll just refresh this in 1 second. All right, let's try this again. Again, the transactions tab, and I will select the all charge button here and then hit the orange door. And this will basically allow me to move all 87 charges, which basically fluctuates between 2 pages. I believe there are roughly about 50 transactions per page. So with this 87, it definitely goes into 2 pages worth of data. If I were to select this, I can move it to either bill 2 or however many bills I have on the page, but I can move it to a different bill at this point. And again, this is moving multiple transactions and multiple pages at one time. I'm going to migrate to the second topic on today's webinar. It's basically the ability that we've added to PDF format for some of our scheduled reports. So if I come to the menu option, reports, and schedule a report export. Again, these are 3 reports that we've added the PDF format to, which is the credit check report, deposit balance summary report, and then the forecast guest and group report. So I'm going to basically go over to new report schedule. I'm going to type in credit check. And you will see here on the settings and parameters side, we have the file format, and it has the ability to sort by PDF or generate by PDF. The next report that has PDF functionality now is deposit balance summary. You also have the PDF format here. And the last report that we've added PDF is the forecast, guest, and groups report. And the file format has been added, or PDF has been added to the file format as well. All right. The next thing that I want to demonstrate are some of the newest reports that we've added to StayNTouch. So again, what we just covered were schedule reports and having the PDF file format, but we've also added brand new reports to StayNTouch. So I'm going to come to the menu option, reports, and new report. And the reports that we've added have all been financial transactions. So if you recall, the previous financial transaction report we had was the financial transaction adjustment report, which basically goes over, deleted charges, edit charges, anything that's been an adjustment. Now we have 3 new reports, which is the financial transaction payment report, the revenue report, and the summary report. I'm going to start by going to the payment report. So if I go to the payment report here, again, you can sort it by any date in the past up into the current present date. If I just were to do the 21st here, I can sort it by all employees, or filter by all employees, I should say. I'll come down and you can have sort by showing totals, pre-stay, in-house, or post-stay. And then you can even select your payment type. So with the payment types here, you have credit card, direct bill, cash payment, check, PayPal, gift card, and gift certificate. Now, again, these are payment types that may vary amongst, multiple properties. You can create your own payment types. So whatever payment types you have configured in the settings, these are the payment types that will be displayed here in order for you to filter through. Now run report. Of course, this report may take a few seconds. Actually, this one's ready now. But if I were to open this, again, we can sort it by actual credit card data here. So American Express, Diners Club, all of the credit card data. Then you have direct bill, you have cash payment. Anything that generates data here will actually show for payment types. The next report we have is the financial transactions revenue report. So I'll just come in and search for that by going to new report. And same thing, I can sort by employees. I can show either post-stay data, pre-stay, or in-house, or totals. And this allows me to sort by charge group as well as charge code. This report, of course, didn't generate just yet. I'm going to refresh this, and now it's available to open. And this is our financial transactions revenue report. Again, you have the charge group and you have your charge code. If you have actual data here, let's say, for example, miscellaneous other revenue, it will populate anything that's posted for a particular charge code. As you can see, this is a no-show fee, which is the charge code under the group of miscellaneous other revenue. The last new report that we have to demonstrate today is the financial transaction summary report. So I'm going to come to new report and just search for financial again. And it's the financial transaction summary report. Now, this, of course, doesn't have a date range. You just have to actually choose that particular date. I'm going to come in and you can sort by either expanded or collapsed. And I'm going to run this report and go to my inbox, and I'll refresh this once. And this is the financial transaction summary report. All right, so the last thing, or actually 2 more things I want to demonstrate to you, AR transactions. So if I come to the menu option, financials, and accounts receivables, we've added the ability to basically go in and sort the order of, either by agent date, invoice number, AR invoice number in ascending order, or the name of the account. So I'll come to, for example, Chicago Symphony Orchestra. And this is the actual AR transactions tab here, which allows us again to sort by either agent date, invoice number, or name. Right now it's currently listed on agent date. However, I can drop this drop this arrow down here and sort by either name, which we'll put in alphabetical order, or invoice number or AR invoice. And the very last thing that I wanted to share, this actually does not require any demonstration, but it is regarding control. Some of our properties, they have, for example, PBX integrations. With some PBX and phone vendors, we can't guarantee for all vendors right now, but we've added the ability to display group data or display or divulge group data information to the actual PBX phone vendor. So through Control, which will be basically your connectivity from the PMS system to PBX, if you have a reservation that's tied to any group, again, based on the actual PBX phone vendor, we will send group relevant information to the vendor to display. All right, Aaron, I will hand it back to you for any questions.
All right, thank you, Tyrus, for that insightful presentation. And I'd now like to take to the floor for questions. Remember, the question box is in the middle of the control panel. So our first question is, will the financial transaction revenue report only show transactions posted by users, or will it also show those posted during the end of day process?
Good question. It will show all transactions. So whether it's with the end of day process, do not be processing, or users that have posted them manually, it will show all transactions posted.
Perfect. And then our next question is the financial transaction summary report the same as journal data?
Yes, you are right. Great question. That report was basically created for easier access to the journal, which allows easier access to print. But yes, it does show AR transactions, deposit ledgers, and guest ledgers. So versus going to the journal and having to sort by print options, that's just an easier report to pull up.
All right, thank you. And our next question is, when sorting in the AR transaction tab by aging date, is it the date of the charge that it's sorting by?
Yes, great question as well. Whenever you're sorting by that date, the aging date, it is the date that the charge was posted to the actual account or reservation.
Awesome, thank you. And I don't see any other questions right now. I'll give everyone a few more seconds to enter those. All right, since there are no more questions, I'd like to take to the floor to offer some final thoughts. All right, so today we highlighted the ability to select and move all transactions from all pages on the account transactions screen. We reviewed scheduled reports in PDF format. We demonstrated the new financial transaction payment report, financial transaction revenue report, and financial transaction summary report. We illustrated the ability to sort AR invoices. And finally, we explained updates to control messages. With that, I'd like to conclude our presentation. Thank you all for coming, and if you have any additional questions, feel free to email me at aaron.fisher@StayNTouch.com. Thanks again.